accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining the early morning japa session and for chanting so wonderfully. Appreciate your association, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prem Nandini Mataji and all the assembled devotees. Dandavat Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Shamarasika Devidasi from Germantown, Maryland.
Hare Krishna, Shamdesika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for your wonderful chanting, early morning japa session, and for all your services, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Anyone else would like to announce?
This is Vinod Maheshwari from Maryland.
Hare Krishna. Vinod Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for your association.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Nikunja Rasadas from Germantown, Maryland.
Hare Krishna, Nikunjaras Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining the call, Prabhu.
Yugal Kishore Das Mataji from India.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna, everyone. I see that our speaker has joined the call. Today we are extremely fortunate to have Yugal Kishore Prabhuji joining us from India. Prabhuji is going to enlighten us on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 13, Verse 12. Prabhu, you may take over the call whenever you are ready. Hare Krishna.
अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जना शलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वावदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान सगणा ललिता श्री विशाखनितं श्री कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवसदि गौरा भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं नन्तारणं। परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं नमावं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांता स्वामिनेति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। Actually, no, my battery has some problem. Let me see. 1 minute, hold on. So, we are ready from Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th canto, 13th chapter, 12th verse, the chapter entitled Description of Future Manus. Tatra Deva Sutapaso Viraja Amrita Prabha Tesham Virochana Suto Balirendro Bhavishyati. In the period of 8th Manu, among demigods will be Sutapas, the Vairajas, and Amrita Prabhas. The king of demigods Indra will be Bali Maharaj, the son of Virochana. So there is no purport, so we are going to the next one. Bali Maharaj gave a gift of 3 pieces of land to Lord Vishnu, and because of this charity, he lost all the 3 worlds. Later, however, when Lord Vishnu is pleased, because of Bali's giving everything to him, Bali Maharaj will achieve the perfection of life. Purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada. In Bhagavad Gita 7.3 it is stated, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yat siddhaye. Out of many millions of people, one may attempt to achieve success in life. This success is explained here. Radham indrapadam hitva tata siddhim avapsyasi. Avapsyati. Siddhi consists of achieving favor of Lord Vishnu, not yoga siddhis. The yoga siddhis, anima, lagima, mahima, prapti, prakamya, isitva, vasitva, kamya, vasayata are temporary. The ultimate siddhi is to achieve the favor of Lord Vishnu. Hare Krishna. First of all, let me appreciate. First of all, I'm very grateful to Mataji for having given me opportunity to speak. Second thing is, I'm really grateful to all of you for sincerely coming and chanting. You know, one time I mentioned, I'll repeat the same thing today. One day, one gentleman, one yogi, he went to beg, because his guru told him to. Then at the entrance of the home, this lady was actually with the stone grinder. She was grinding the grains. In India, there were no mills those days, so she was grinding the wheat to get wheat flour to make chapatis and feed the family. When he saw she was pouring the wheat into that stone grinder and grinding, he started crying. And then he went back to his guru and said, Guru Maharaj, I have a problem. What? So today I went and I saw this lady and I want to show you something, and then only you'll understand. And Guru said, show me. So he brought the Guru there and he showed this lady grinding with a stone grinder the grains. The Guru said, what is making you cry? Guru Maharaj, the stone grinder has two stones, the upper stone and lower stone, and they are like day and night. And this stone grinder represents Maya. Mind is day and night, crushing the living entities, grinding the living entities. The living entities, not knowing that their presence in this world is so temporary, they are being ground by Maya. They are so absorbed in their activities, money making, family maintenance, and then what is that? Sense enjoyment, self enjoyment, mind enjoyment. Actually, self enjoyment includes mind and body enjoyment. But suddenly one day, they will get old age, and however uh, rich they may be, however intelligent they may be, the body is a machine, it will fail. And when body is failing, it will give so much trouble. And not that body will fail overnight. It will take 20, 30, 40 years for the body to fail. No matter what you do, you cannot do anything. So, because of the power of Maya, the humans don't realize this. And that's why Maya is very powerful, and Maya is grinding all the living entities. Guru Maharaj, that's why I'm crying. How many of you are able to correlate with the story? Irrespective of the professions change, positions change, the value of the dollars may change, but activity is same. Eating, sleeping, mating and defending. That's it. Ahara nitra bhayamaydanancha. But activity is same. But end of the day, what is the problem of this world? Boring. People are frustrated. People are lonely. Still, they don't give it up. There is some pleasure. One day I'll be happy. In that time is over. I have a genuine question for all of you. How many of you resonate with me? How many of you agree with whatever I said? If you're listening attentively.
Agree, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu, agree.
Yes, Prabhuji, we agreed.
Your example of grinding mortar is really impactful.
You know.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
I agree.
Prabhuji.
Very much agree, Prabhuji.
So then then it's true actually. When you're in 30, you can't understand the people of 40s. When you're in 40s, you can't understand the problem of 50s. When you're 50, you can't understand the problem of 60s. When you're 60, you can't understand the problem of people having 70. People are in 70s. And when you're 70, you can't understand the problem of 80s because you don't see anybody there. And you become lonely. So devotees fortunate. They have taken shelter of Krishna. There is a hope. Krishna will rescue. There is a hope only. It's a hope against hope. Why people don't understand? You know? So many of you don't have time for the parents. Our parents are not there. You know? So, but then the guru said, if we don't better, my disciple don't cry. And he said, he went and he lifted that grinding stone, that stone grinder. When he lifted it, there are some grains that are close to pivot, that wooden piece. They are not ground. Other grains are ground, but the wooden piece close to the the grains close to wooden piece, they're still there, they're not ground. Guru said, those people you have taken shelter of Guru, spiritual master, they are not affected by Maya. Some of you must have used this grinder in the childhood. At the end, what the mother would do? She would lift the stone grinder, those grains close to the wooden piece, wooden pivot. She would push it a little forward and grind it again. I'm sure you must have experience. So likewise, anybody who has taken shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. ISKCON is such a great organization. Srila Prabhupada is such a Mahan devotee from spiritual world, and his disciples are very exalted, super exalted Mahabharata devotees. So we should just continue. And that inevitable day will definitely come in everyone's life. Where is Alexanders and Hitlers and Aurangzebs and Shahjahans and Akbars? Where are they? Where is Shivaji's and the presidents of prime ministers and presidents of India or America? Where are they? There is a chapter called Bhumi Gita in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhumi says, Mother Bhumi, Mother Earth says, all these kings, they would, they take the possession of land and they would rule me and they would take full control, full charge. I am the owner of this. And Bhumi laughs. Where are they? They have become swept off by the power of time. Time has taken them away. Ayurharti Vaipumsam Udyanastam Chayanaso Tasyardayat Kshanonita Uttam Shloka Vartayat. By the power of Maya, very few people understand this. Even if people understand, they don't have inner strength to go forward. I was talking to the brahmacharis here. Gauram Prabhu told me, some of you may know Gauram Prabhu. He said, 20 years ago, brahmacharis used to continue, but nowadays cell phone signals are everywhere. The cell phone signals means it has matter. It has messages in it. Most of the messages are material. means filled with kama, krodha, lobha, moha, lust, anger, envy, greed. So it is not easy for a brahmachari to practice. He said, we are not encouraging everyone to join full time. It's not easy. So Kali is tightening the grip. So it's like, it's like holding the brakes. I'm sure some of you have experienced riding the cycle in the childhood. If you hold both the brakes, loosely, not tightly, and ride, how it goes? It goes so difficult to ride the bicycle, right? Likewise, practicing bhakti. Srila Prabhupada says Kali Yuga is not a place for gentlemen. To practice, Krishna tells Uddhava, on the seventh day from now, there will be, the Dwarka will be flooded. Everyone will be removed, If you really ask me, don't stay here. You go to Badrikashram, you're a pure devotee, you practice there in the association of Naranar and Rishi. And you leave this place. Krishna is telling, and Krishna says, material world is not a place for gentlemen. Prabhupada always said this. So Krishna told this to Uddhav Gita. Then Krishna speaks Uddhav Gita, which is as big as Bhagavad Gita. Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna on the battlefield. Krishna spoke Uddhav Gita to Uddhava before leaving this world. So, what is that? America is actually filled with the, of course, we may have so much happiness. We are in America making good money. Some of you, I'm not, of course, I'm a monk. So, but filled with Tamagun and Rajagun. In fact, India is just 4 or 5 years behind America. That's it. So you're so fortunate. You all have been continuing from previous life. That's why you have that sincerity. So my humble request is just continue doing it. In Bible there is a story. There's a place called, there's a town called Sodom. So these people are abominable. They're doing all the sinful activities. But God tells this, there are that city has five saints. God tells them, I am keeping this city alive only because of you people. The city is so sinful. I would have burnt them alive. I would have burnt it. But after some time, God tells the saints, this place has become so unbearably sinful. You leave this place, but don't look back. And the saints, they leave the place. After walking very far, they turn back and they see the whole city in flames. So, I don't know why I told this story came to my mind, but my request is good sadhana, sincere sadhana, sincere sadhana, and today even food doesn't have so much strength. That's why Mahabharata times people would live very long time. Bhishmadev is probably maybe 150 years plus, 180 years, something like that. But Bhishmadev is shooting arrows and very powerful. But today food doesn't have that much strength. So food doesn't have strength. After 50, even mind will give trouble. Mind becomes weak. So when everything is good, we keep Krishna in the center today, not tomorrow. So Atapum Dijasreshta Varnashmi Vibhagasa Swanasitasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. Whichever Varna you are in, whichever ashrama you are in, goal of life is to please Krishna. And that is the verse today. So what is that? Bali Maharaj story is very vividly explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, but here, what is that? Eighth canto. What is that? His guru Sukracharya told him, no, this is Hari. Sarvasvam Vishnave Tattva. Hey, this person is not a dwarf, he is not a Brahmana. He is actually Vishnu. If you give him, he'll take everything from you. He'll take everything from you. And actually, Vamandev entered into the arena of Bali Maharaj where he was performing sacrifice. Very interesting. Bali conquered Indra and Devatas. Aditi prayed. She did Payavrata ceremony for 1 year. Payavrata, and being pleased, Vishnu came and said, "What do you want? We want a son like you." Vishnu, where Krishna same. Krishna said, "You cannot have any person like me. I have to come." So, Aditi and Kashyapa, they are blessed with Vamandev. Then they performed a thread ceremony. He walked into the arena of Bali Maharaj. Everyone was attracted. And Bali Maharaj was attracted. What do you want? I want 3 steps of land. Bali Maharaj laughed. I am the owner of the universe. I can give you a planet. And there the famous statement is there. Just because you are giving, I should not ask. One has to be satisfied with what he or she has. If we are not happy with what we have, we can never be happy even if the whole world is given to us. Wow. What is the problem today? Greed. When we are in the bodily consciousness, trying to satisfy our desires, impelled by lust, what is the outcome of lust? Greed. More, 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 more. When lust is not satisfied, anger. Neighbor's lust is satisfied, envy. Our lust is satisfied, greed, and it will improve, it will increase our ego, false ego, ahankara. Hare Krishna. It is all, we are all chained by these enemies, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. So just because you have the ability to give, I should not take. I'm a brahmachari, I need only 3 steps. Immediately Sukracharya said, no, don't be tempted. Actually, Vamandev, as soon as he entered the arena, he invoked, triggered Brahman effulgence. When we got Brahman effulgence, only Krishna can do that. The Brahman effulgence, he appeared so beautiful. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he wanted to, so again and again and again, this Maharashtra Brahman and Chandrasekhar, they told him in Varanasi, my lord, these people are Prakasana Saraswati and his party, they're really, they're criticizing you left and right. We request that you show your mercy on them. Lord Chaitanya said, yes. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went back when he came back from Vrindavan, then, so what is that? So he had, everything was arranged. Maharashtra Brahmin invited all the, all the sannyasis, Mayavad sannyasis, and headed by Prakash and Saraswati. And he invited Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they all went inside, they were all conversing. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entered, and so he sat in the place where everybody would wash their hands and legs, when you enter in the home. That's the place where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat and immediately invoked the Brahman effulgence. When he invoked the Brahman effulgence, he was so beautiful. And everyone was attracted to him. What is a good thing Prakasana Saraswati did? He came out and he said, Oh, sir, you belong to our Sampradaya. Why are you sitting here? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I am very fallen, you are all very exalted. So I don't deserve to sit next to you. So this is the place. Wow, I was impressed with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's humility. Said, no, not like that. You are one among us. Somehow you're not associating with us, but please come. And what is his good thing he did? He stretched his hand, and extended his hand and asked Lord Chaitanya to come inside. That one good activity, qualified him to become a devotee, giving up his Mayavad perceptions, conceptions. So, so the similar way, what is that? Then Sukracharya said, no, this is Vishnu. Sarvasvam Vishnave Tattva. Are pura lilenge. You are going to give everything. You want 3 steps, I'll give it. He said, no, Sukracharya said, don't do that. Even the Sukracharya said, don't do, Balmara said, no, I have given my word. Mother Earth cannot bear the weight of that person who speaks lies. If I take my word back, I'll become a liar. Mother Earth cannot. Mother Earth will find that person heavy. That person who lies. That person who gives the promise but doesn't fulfill. Kali Yuga, every dharma Four dharma stands on four pillars. That's why represented with cow. What are the four pillars? Tapas, Saucham, Daya, Satyam. That's why, if anybody comes to Krishna consciousness, we ask them to follow four great principles. No meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling. When they break the pillar of alcohol, no intoxication, including coffee and tea, they are breaking the pillar of dharma, tapasya, austerity. When they go for illicit relationships, they are breaking the second pillar of dharma, cleanliness, saucham. You can get married, give birth to children, perfect. There's nothing wrong. But when you go for extramarital affairs, then you're breaking second pillar of dharma, saucham, cleanliness. Daya, when you go for 1.5 inch, when you go for product of slaughter, meat eating, just to satisfy your 1.5 inch ton, you're breaking the third pillar of dharma. What is that? Daya. When you go for gambling, and you're breaking the fourth pillar of dharma, satyam. As much as possible, we should lead, fourth pillar is truthfulness, satyam. Third pillar is mercy, daya. So Balimara said, sorry, I cannot do that. All right. That is when, though he is a demon, defeated Indra, but it was difficult for him. His guru was telling not to do it. He pleased Krishna. Though guru is telling it's Vishnu will take everything from you, he said no problem. Even if it is Vishnu, you will take it. I promised I cannot do it. Hare Krishna. So here Prabhupada is writing, real goal of life is not attain siddhis. They're all temporary, they come and go. Ultimate siddhi is attain the favor of Krishna. Samsiddhir Haritoshnam, pleasing Krishna. Two principles. There are so many verses in Bhagavatam, so many rules and regulations, so many laws. But two are very prominent. What is that? These two principles, they are the primary. Rest all the principles are servant to these two principles. What are the two principles? Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Smartavya satatam Vishnur, Vismartavya najat chit. Shame vidhi nishedashur, etayor ev kinkara. What is that? Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. All the principles are subservient to these two things. Shame vidhi nishedashur, etayor ev kinkara. Rest principles are all, they are servant of these two. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. So what happened? And Krishna was very pleased with him. And he covered with one step, he covered the top 7 planet systems. Below, he covered, with another step, he covered lower planet systems. He said, whatever third step. And man, full surrender. That's why Navata Bhakti, 9th Bhakti is what? Atmanivedanam. Who represents that? Bali Maharaj. See, can you believe Bali Maharaj had enmity with Indra, and with great difficulty he won by the mercy of Sukracharya. Now Krishna is coming and taking everything from him. But Bali Maharaj said, oh, wait. Then everyone was ready to fight. He said, no. That's okay. And immediately Vamandev said, arrest him. Arrest him. He called Varuna, and Varuna brought ropes and arrested him. Everyone started speaking bad of him. Hey, what is nonsense? Until 5 minutes ago, we were all the emperors. We were like ministers for the whole universe. Now, nothing. And his wife was also, so they lost everything now. But Anybody who surrenders to Krishna, he or she is never the loser. Krishna said, you go to Sutala planet, you become the king of Sutala planet. I'll be your gatekeeper. And next Indra, you will be the next Indra, Bali Maharaj. You will be the next Indra. And you will become famous. You will become a Mahajan. Wow, can you believe in one family, two Mahajans are there? Prahlad, grandfather and grandson. Prahlad Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj for Smaranam, Vishnu Smaranam, and grandson is for Atmanivedanam. And how many kings came and ruled, but Bali Maharaj became eternally famous. Vamandev became his servant. And Prahlad Maharaj said, my lord, whatever you do is perfect. There is a book called Bhagavatam. There, Nardmuni tells, Lord Shiva tells, it's a very serious, lengthy. First, Nardmuni starts with Brahmana, Prayaga Brahmana. Oh, Brahmana, you are a great devotee. Brahmana says, no, I am not great Brahmana. The great devotee. The South Indian king is great. Nardmuni says to South Indian king, you are a great devotee. South Indian king says, I am not a great devotee. Indra is a great devotee. He goes to Indra and says, Indra, you are a great devotee. Indra says, I am not a great devotee. I have given him so much trouble. So I am not a great devotee. Brahma is a great devotee. He goes to Brahma. Brahma says, I also gave trouble to Krishna. I am not a great devotee. Shiva is a great devotee. He goes to Lord Shiva. Shiva says, no, I am not a great devotee. I also gave so many troubles. I fought with the Lord many times. Prahlad Maharaj is a great devotee. Then he goes to Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj says, I am not a great devotee. If I am a great devotee, why Supreme Lord why he did not take me? What is that? Why, for a pure devotee, he takes everything from them. Pura le lenge. But he gave me, he told me, you rule this world. Of course, he came to me because of his compassion. I remembered him because I was in trouble. I am not great devotee. Hanuman is great devotee. So Hanuman says, no, I am not a great devotee. Pandavas are great devotees. You go to Pandavas, we are not a great devotees. Yadus are great devotees. Uddhava. So likewise, finally it will culminate with the gopis. Hare Krishna. So here itself we have example. What is example? Prahlad Maharaj. He said, my lord, your real mercy means you take everything, only pure bhakti you will give. For simple devotees, Karma Mishra Bhaktas you give, or Jnana Mishra Bhaktas, who are not pure devotees, you give opulence, you give money, you give all the opulence. But now you're telling me rule this place. Okay, because I was troubled, you came and gave me. That is his humility. This is Brihad Bhagavatamrita. Pure bhakti written by Sanatana Goswami. But of course, it's there existing there. Gemini also wrote it. So, real thing is not mystic powers. What is the real thing? Praising Krishna. Who has done it? Gopis have done it. That is our Bhakti. Radharani. Radharani did it. Bhakti Devi. Govinda Nandini Radha, Govinda Mohini, Govinda Sarvasva, Sarvakanta Siromani. कृष्ण वांचर पूर्ति रूपे कोरे आराधने अतएव राधिका नाम पुराणे कनि देवी कृष्णमयी प्रोक्ता राधिका पर देवता सर्वलक्ष्मी ईश्वर कांति सम्मोहिनी परा अनयाराध्यो नोनम भगवान हरीश्वर नो विहाय गोविंद प्रीतो यमनातरः. This gopi has worshipped Hari perfectly. He left everyone and he went with her. Srimad Bhagavatam Rasa Panchadhyaya 10th canto. So Radharani knows how to worship Krishna perfectly. She is a perfect pujarini. So what is that? As much as possible, we should try to. How do we know our bhakti is rich bhakti? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give that bhakti. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate. Krishna Prema Pradayate. What everyone is coming to look for. Lord Shiva is trying to look for Vraja Prema. What everyone is looking for. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave it to Gave it to everyone freely. Hare Krishna. And whomever Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glanced with affection, he gave it to Jagai Madai. Hare Krishna. So we should take shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chal Nitya, Gaura Nitya. How do we get mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? By taking shelter of Nityananda Prabhu. How do you get mercy of Nityananda Prabhu? By serving Panchatattva. How do you get mercy of Panchatattva? By serving Srila Prabhupada and spiritual master. That's what I want to tell today. Very important thing is good behavior, not just good sadhana. We do in our rounds nicely, but in the evening we yell at we scold that person, we scold this person, and we are angry with that person. If the good behavior is not there, sadachar, then we are losing the game. If you try to sincerely chant, Krishna will help, of course. These are the few thoughts I want to speak. Any question or comment? Otherwise, we'll end it. Hare Krishna. Please do excuse me if I've spoken anything wrong, but very grateful for your patient audience. Haribol.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for this beautiful class. I have a question, Prabhuji. What is the difference between Bhagavad Gita and Uddhav Gita?
Bhagavad Gita was spoken on battlefield when Arjuna was telling he does not want to fight. So, in order to, without using his position as Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita only to convince Arjuna to fight, because Krishna came to establish dharma, right? So Krishna, Brahma with all the day, Lord Shiva went and prayed, my Lord, reduce the burden of the earth. Mother Earth also was there. So Krishna came to reduce the burden of earth. So using Pandavas, he reduced that burden. So in the battlefield of Mahabharata. So using Arjun, he spoke Bhagavad Gita to us and the coming generations. So Krishna confused, purposefully bewildered Arjun so that Bhagavad Gita can be given to all of us. So it has 18 chapters and the 4 yogas are spoken. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, and rest all chapters Bhakti Yoga only. Third chapter Karma, 4th chapter Jnana, 3rd chapter Karma Yoga, 4th chapter Jnana Yoga, 6th chapter Ashtanga Yoga or Dhyana Yoga, and rest all the chapter including 12 is Bhakti Yoga. And Uddhava Gita is the one, 11th canto Srimad Bhagavatam. So Krishna, now Krishna, anywhere Krishna goes, he stays on the planet for 125 years. And after that, he goes to next planet, next universe. So now Krishna is actually, he reduced the burden of earth, and he did whatever he came for, he did. Now Brahma says, my Lord, you can come back. Then Krishna says, all right. So, but then Krishna realizes, one thing I didn't do. What is that? My family, Yadu sir, they are very powerful, because of my presence. So, Yadu dynasty also, they will also be removed. So, then, but Uddhava is a pure devotee of Krishna in Dwarka. So, Krishna tells Uddhava, Uddhava, you don't stay here. I'm going to leave this place. You go to Badrikashram. And so before leaving this world, Krishna speaks Uddhava Gita to Uddhava. Again, same, more or less, Krishna speaks of, unlike, well, of course, I'll Bhagavad Gita, unlike Arjun doesn't want to fight. And Arjun wants to go and beg. Krishna says, you stay here and fight. But Krishna is telling Uddhava, no, don't stay here. You renounce the world. Go to Badrikashram and because Uddhava is with Krishna's associate. There is no activity or no responsibility. So Krishna said, you go to Badrikashram and you stay in this association of sages. So like a doctor, Krishna is giving different instruction to Uddhava, different instruction to Arjuna. Uddhava Gita also has, pure bhakti, then Karma Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Jnana Yoga, And of course, there are 24 gurus. Uddhava Yoga is very wonderful. Nectar, you know. So that is Uddhava Gita. Okay.
So, Prabhuji, is Uddhav Gita at a higher level because it's given to a devotee who's already, in he was already in, let's say, agreeing to what the Lord was saying, and he was with the Lord most of the time. Uddhav ji.
No, different purposes. Arjuna also friend Sakyaras. Uddhava was also Sakyaras. But only thing is, of course, Uddhava is Haridasvarya. Krishna used Uddhava to convey message to gopis. Uddhava understood the glory of Vrindavan. But different purposes, So, so let me put that way. But yeah, definitely Uddhava Gita is because Uddhava Gita use this Savadut Brahmana speaks of 24 gurus. Naturally, right? Krishna is trying to convince Arjuna to perform duty in the world, but Krishna is telling Uddhava, how to, it is a time to end your duty. You should go back to Godhead. So, different purposes. That's what I can tell. But yes, after this, Krishna leaves the planet, and Uddhava goes to Badrikashram, and so Uddhava renounced the world, and yeah, that way there is difference, of course. I can tell only at this stage that much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Any other question or comment? So many wonderful stories. What actually, Uddhava Gita is filled with stories. How family attachment has to be detached, how the attachment causes misery. There are nice stories actually. Uddhava Gita is filled with stories only. And the 24 gurus, Pingala prostitute story, then pigeon story, So the fruitive activity and the bhakti yoga, how to worship Krishna through Archana, all these things. Anyway, any question or comment? Otherwise, we'll end it.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for explaining these verses so nicely. Prabhu, I have one question from what you were just sharing. You said Bali Maharaj Guru was Shukracharya, and Shukracharya asked Bali Maharaj not to do what he was gonna undertake, but he still did it. Is it okay to not listen? Like he disobeyed his Guru Maharaj, right?
This is also mentioned in Bhagavatam.
Okay.
So Guru is telling, then then actually Sukracharya becomes angry and he curses him, he loses everything. Then Balimara says, hey, you are my Guru, Guru should take me to Krishna. If this is a Krishna is coming and asks me, you should take me to him. And
We're going home.
Balimara rejects Sukracharya. This is Krishna, and this Krishna Guru has to take me to Krishna, and you are telling me not give, not don't give charity. If Krishna is the one coming and you should take me to him, but instead you are telling me don't do. What type of Guru are you? I reject you. Then Sukracharya says, you reject me, I also reject you. No, you lose everything. He curses him. He said, no problem. But I cannot, I have given a vow. I gave a vow, I gave him promise to a Brahman, I'll fulfill. Even if I lose everything, no problem. But I'll fulfill my vow because I gave my promise. I cannot go away my promise. And this is Krishna, and goal of life is to go towards Krishna. And you're telling no. So there's a curse back and forth happens. So if Guru is taking you away from Krishna, you can reject Guru. In fact, he is not true Guru actually. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu. That was very helpful. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Any other question or comment? Okay. If nothing is
Only
there.
one question I have. The Samratavya Satatam Vishnu, like, so the best way one can remember the Krishna is always, to do the chanting.
Yes.
And then the other side, we also say that, if you serve in the temple or, if you do any other service for Krishna, that is also equivalent to like remembering Krishna. Because like all the services to Krishna, they are transcendental, they're on the same level. So like people like generally I've seen like, okay, like I'm doing this service in the temple, then maybe like, it's equivalent to my chanting or so how would you say that like, how is the chantings like which is remembering the Krishna is higher than other services?
Thank you. Nice question. First of all, Prabhuji, and Janmashtami also we chant our rounds, minimum 16 rounds. So yes, chanting and service, genuine service, and they are not different, no doubt. Today chanting is very good. Today our chanting is very good in the morning. Then our service attitude, the rest of the day will be very good. If yesterday my chanting is not good, today my service attitude won't be good. Though chanting and service are inseparable, but they are interconnected also. So if we chant nicely, sincerely, to the best of our ability, then that will reflect in our service mode. If we don't chant nicely, then what happens? So if you don't chant, or if you do, if you just do service, believe me, this will happen. Or I am only doing service, nobody is doing, temple is using me, koi aate nahi idhar, main hi karta hu seva. Like that, eventually they'll give up that service also. Chanting means, oh my Lord, engage me in your service. When you sincerely chant with this mood, engage me in your service, Krishna will engage you in service. So if you do nice service yesterday, then today your chanting will be good because you did nice service. Krishna gave you, and today your chanting is good. My Lord, engage me in your service. Then Krishna will engage you in service. You cannot take the temple service for granted, bro. If temple is giving service means that is your good fortune. And that being said, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave prem through Nama. Today you say, I have served temple for 10 years, nobody will give initiation. You say, I have, what is that? I read Bhagavatam for 10 years, nobody will give initiation. But you say, I have chanted 10 years, 16 rounds, 3 years, 1, 2, 3 years, whatever, based on Guru's requirement, you'll get initiation. Why? So, though Naveda Bhakti is there, very important in Kali Yuga, out of 9 Bhaktis, Shravanam and Kirtanam. And as I said, Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave Krishna Prema through Nam. So our chanting, minimum 16 rounds is a must. So that rest of things will fall in order. I hope it answered your question.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Anyone wants to add anything? Otherwise, we'll end it.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam. Such a beautiful answer you gave, Prabhuji. Because sometimes all like, kids also says that, oh, I'm doing kirtan and doing service in the temple, but this is a very good answer. Such a perfect answer, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Mahendra Prabhu and Prabhuji, for such a wonderful question answer session. Nice class, Prabhuji, with a lot of explanations and examples. Hare Krishna. I don't have any question, but yes, Prabhu, thank you so much. Being in India, there's so much, you might be busy a lot, but still you gave us time. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
No, that's okay. Thank you. Actually, I'm recuperating and okay, we'll end it here.
Prabhuji, one last thing. I just Haridas Varya, like you use the word. So this is like the the best servant of the Lord, or like
Yes.
best associate. Like it could be like anyone like Arjuna or maybe Gopis or Uddhava or maybe Govardhan. How do we understand?
Yeah, you only said, thank you. There are 3 Haridas Varya. First one is Maharaj Yudhishthir. Second one is Uddhav. Third one is Govardhan. So of the 3, Govardhan is the topmost because Radharani qualifies. Radharani that Anta Amadryabla Haridasa Varya Tavarama Krishna Charana Sparsa Pramoda. Pramoda Manam Tanot Sago Ganayorta Yes. Paniya Suya Skandra Kandamulai. So, Uddhava is also Haridasvarya. Uddhava knew very well how to serve the devotees and how to please devotees. Maharaj Yudhishthir is also Haridasvarya. Many times I thought, I heard also Parikshit, but later I heard, it's not Parikshit, but it's Uddhava. Uddhava is very good at serving devotees, especially gopis, But Radharani says Govardhan is the great Haridasvarya. So these are the three Haridasvaryas. Means they know. Actually, Govardhan serves all the 5 rasas. Santa devotees, Dasya devotees, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya devotees, Govardhan serves. That's why Govardhan is the best Haridasvarya, Radharani says in Bhagavatam.
Very nice.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. So,
Hare Krishna.
Vancha Kalpatarubhishya Kripa
Vecha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha.
Jai.
Yugal Prabhuji ki jai.
Jai.
Assembled devotees ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna
Jai.
devotee. So just a reminder, just Mataji, you want to announce that again for the
Yes.
new group? Yeah.
Yes, so I did that, Prabhu, in the beginning, but
Yes,
I'm gonna
you can
announce.
remind again actually, Mataji.
Yeah, I'm gonna share again that we are just changing the name of our group from Everyday Harinam to Nitya Harinam Sangha. So you will be automatically added to that group, or you might receive an invite to join that group. So please go ahead and do that. Everything else stays the same. Nothing's changing. Just the name is changing. We are just adapting a new name. Thank you so much for your wonderful association, everyone. Thank you for reminding, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Thank
sure.
you, Mataji and Manidhar Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare
Hari
Krishna.
Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Okay.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol. Hari Bol.
Hari
Hari Bol.